Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials. You might remember back in April I did a video talking about fresh food in a budget, planting your own veggies, and even in a small space I said that it was possible to do that. So I went ahead and did it. Then back in June I did a little bit of an update just to see how things were going and what had sprouted, what hadn't sprouted. And I was going to plant out a few more to give me a bit of crop rotation so everything didn't come all in the same few weeks. Well, we're into July now, and I thought I'd do another little update for you, perhaps more to encourage people who haven't tried this to get out there and please do try this. So let's have a look. The carrots in the pots had a bit of a crisis. I don't know what got at them, but most of them were wiped out and I ended up reseeding. So that's why you've got a couple that are quite well developed and the others are just seedlings. But nonetheless they're coming through, which is all that counts. So that's those. We'll start off with the potatoes that were in that big recycling bin. As you can see, lots of flowers, lots of growth. They're actually, since I moved them onto the actual garden itself instead of the patio, they've gone a little bit crazy. So I'm quite looking forward to seeing what happens with those. Raised bed's coming on really well. The original rows that I put in very well on now, despite the best efforts of the cats to destroy them, and the other 3 rows that I put in a few weeks later all coming through. The beans, which I was a bit worried about, are actually coming through. I feared that I'd lost those. There's a very nice well developed one there, and then there's a couple buried in amongst the foliage. Equally, garlic's coming on well, but I'm really pleased with these peas because they are going very, very well, and you can see they're even starting to produce flowers. So there we go. Just thought I'd share the progress with you. This is just something a little bit random. You might remember in a previous video last year when I first did my experiments with broccoli in pots, I left some into seed, and as you can clearly see, they have gone crazy. They're seeding for the second time. I have seed pods here that have been here for a few months now, and clearly some of the stems are going to put out some new ones because they're really flowering. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with those seeds, because I don't know if the original ones were heirloom or not. But I guess if we harvest these seeds and plant these either the end of this year or beginning of next, we'll find out, because either a plant will come or it won't come, which will tell us whether they're heirloom seeds or not. As I said at the start, the object of this very short video is not to demonstrate how wonderful and expert a gardener I am, because I'm not. Like most people, it's a learning process. And having a very, very small garden, it's quite a difficult learning process for me. But it is vitally important for anybody who's considering prepping or who is a prepper to not overlook the need to be able to grow your own produce. As I've said in lots of videos to date, it's great storing food, and we all should store food and water. But at some point, if the crisis is prolonged enough, then the food stores that you have will run out and you will be dependent on being able to produce your own food. So have a little go if you haven't already, and even in a small space, as you can see, it is possible to produce some homegrown vegetables, and you'll see the progress as we go through the year and see what I end up producing out of such a small space at the back end of this year. Well, that's it for this video. As I said, it's just a quick update with progress, but I hope that you found something in there that was of use to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done that. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions that you might have. Are you growing your own veg? If so, tell me all about it in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.